welcome to Dear Diary Vibes with Siviwe. Yes, first things first though, I'd just like to thank everybody that liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. Woo woo! Thank you so much for a very warm welcome, and hopefully the support will continue to grow as you continue to subscribe, to like, and share. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. So today's topic is going to be about adulthood. Yeah, being an adult. Yazi. Because I decided to talk about this because this is something that is not really straightforward for all of us. Other people adult very well, others it's up and down, really, and I feel like I'm one of those people that are still like yeah, trying to figure it out, and so this is why I decided to talk about this. For me, really, adulting is being able to get your ducks in a row in terms of if you went to maybe varsity, to be able to depending where your parents are, actually, because other people don't move out of their parents' houses. If you are in Joburg, honestly, from my opinion, I don't see why you should move out of your parents' house if you are in Joburg and you want to pursue your career in Joburg. I feel like that's a very great way of transitioning to adulting without like being bombarded with rent and having a car at the same time and having to buy groceries, electricity, and all that comes with maybe staying on your own. So yeah, there's that. So for me, like I said, it's getting your ducks in a row, like being able to pay for your stuff, being able to sustain yourself financially, and also being able to do stuff, man, for yourself, and I would say for me, because I'm from the Eastern Cape and I stay in Gauteng, right? So after varsity, I had to have a plan because I was like, I ain't going back home. I don't want to go back home, And there were a lot of things that I liked about the Gauteng province that made me feel like I want to stay and pursue what I want to pursue in my life. And the best province for me at the time, and it still is because I'm still here, was Gauteng. So I hustled throughout varsity, honestly speaking. I hustled throughout varsity because by the time I was graduating, I had to have something in on my hand. Otherwise, there was not going to be any need for me to stay in a flat that I cannot afford. And my mom was going to be like, "Oh, Kunje, what are you doing in Joburg or in Pretoria?" Nothing. Honey, come back home. So, yeah. So also I'd say I started adulting then. Trying to figure out my plan, trying to figure out what to do. Now, what I have realized is that when you feel like you are in a desperate place, you will take anything, I went to work at Virgin Active on my third year, right? And my plan was, there are people at Virgin Active that are business. You can meet anybody. That was my logic when I was looking for a job at Virgin Active, and I had to be good at what I was doing. I had to make sure that I'm articulate when I'm dealing with clients and all of that, so that anybody that likes me can take me, you know? So yeah, so I went and I worked at Vision Active, and honestly speaking, before I wrote my last exam, I was able to, one of the clients offered me a job, you know, and it was a big deal because it was a good job, and I was like, well, it was good money, you know, so I was like, yes, my dreams. And I was like, after diploma, I'm not going back to school, you know, I'm just going to, you know, work and do my thing. So Jan came, and I was like, Miguel has a job, so I had to come back early. I think that was my first time I felt like I was an adult, actually, when I had to be in the bus on the 31st of December coming back, and all I'm thinking is, how am I going to be like at work, and all of that thing, because we were starting on the 3rd of Jan. I think that's when I felt like, okay, this is some type of adulting. This is some type of responsibility, because that I've never had to do that in my whole life. And yeah, so yeah, came back. I didn't have a place to stay because I was staying at Ray's. So I stayed in some hotel that I knew in town. Don't judge me. Because all my friends were not back, and everybody that I knew was staying at Ray's. So yeah. And remember, I'm not planning to go back to school. That was the other thing. So yeah, I managed to, my boyfriend was already this side, I think. So my boyfriend managed to like help me with like where I can stay and all of that. So it was fine. So we stayed longer in the, when I'm saying he helped me, I mean like we stayed longer in a hotel because he was also staying at home. So, you know, yeah. But it felt good to have somebody, you know. I started working on the 3rd of Jan. Now, it was not a job that I liked, to be honest, you know. I get emotional when I think about where I come from and, you know, the situations that I stayed in and stuff. Job wise, in this case, it was not really an exciting job. And remember, I just came out of school, so my mind is wants some excitement, you know, it wants some, you know, drive, you know, it wants like, you know. So it was not what I thought it was. But there was a miracle or blessing in that, because I ended up going back doing my BTech, and my boss was able to say, okay, you can do part-time. So I went back to school. I stayed at my raise, and you know, I did my BTech, and then I was able to work at the same time. There was another transition. Oh well, it was not, because I worked since second year. So it was really nice to have that kind of money. And also on holidays, obviously I couldn't go home. Was another adulting. Yeah. I couldn't go home. I didn't go home. I worked, and it was more money on holidays. So I was like, please, can we just close school so that I can make more money? But yeah, it was that. And then after that, I had to be on my own. That's when it was my first time looking for a place to stay after my BTech. And mind you, I stayed at this job. I stayed, guys. I stayed so I did that year with my BTech, which was great, so because I only went there Mondays and Fridays, because Fridays I didn't have class, and then Mondays my classes ended very early, so I was like, you know what, I can do work Mondays and Fridays. And it helped me with school, because when you're busy with something else, you better pay attention to school. So like I was really focused, if I may say so myself. So yeah. So after that, and mind you, I am studying vocal art, which is singing. It's something that I've always liked and loved, but like life. Anyways, that's another conversation for another day. Why am I always emotional? Like my eyes get watery within 5 seconds when I'm talking about my life. Yeah, Dina. Anyways, so where was I? Oh, so and then so I did the first year at the job, which was the BTech year, and then I graduated. Then the second year I stayed. So I worked there full time. I stayed there for 11 months. In a place that I didn't want to stay in a place that was not helping me in any way. Hey, in a place that I was just not happy because I was doing the same thing over and over again, and I could feel my brain was just not working. It was just not doing anything. I was not challenged. I was not, but I stayed. Then I went through something tragic. Something happened in my family, and then yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I'm always emotional. So after that, it happened around July. It's another story for another day. Then obviously I didn't like my job, so after that my energy just dropped and I was not performing well, and I would have days where I'm calling my boss and I'm like, I can't make it today, and it was not fair, but like I was going through something that was really hectic. So then November, and okay, so I got a job, right? And then my friend needed a job. She was in Queenstown, and she needed to get out of Queenstown. So I was like, then my boss asked me if I knew anybody, because I was really doing well at work. Like I was really, really doing well. So I recommended my friend because she just needed to get out of Pretoria. And like I always wanted my friend with me anyway, so we were always that type. We always like followed each other and all of that. So when she came, we stayed together. After I moved out, I graduated, and then we stayed together close to our work, and we were always complaining about how horrible work is, not because of the people or whatever, just because like it was not something that we liked doing. So, and it was like monotonous, man. There was no excitement, it was just follow-ups. So, and I never thought that I would find myself in a place like that, but the money was really, really good. That's the other thing. And you like, so if I leave this job, what am I planning to do with my life? And my mommy is gonna be like, girl, if you ain't doing nothing, go back home. And I was like, that is where I'm not going. I can visit in December, but Dishalepa and my boo-boo is in Pretoria. Oh, gegebo. No. So yeah, we stayed so we were complaining all the time, right? So then something tragic happened, and then that's when I was just not doing well, because I was dealing with what was happening to me. Then what else happened? Oh, then my boss, there was this day, I think it was a Monday, I sent a message to my boss, and I was sitting in the bath, guys, getting ready, and then I just got overwhelmed with like feelings, and I locked my bathroom door. So we used to go to work together with my friend, right? It was a walk away. So she knocked on my door, and I couldn't even answer her when she was calling me. It was really a very, very dark time. So then I just sent a message to my boss saying, I can't. I just realized that I I I, I don't have a mom, so I can't make it to work today. And she was always understanding. So, and then the following day, I went to work, obviously, because I had to put whew, my feelings aside and just go to work. So I went to work, and then that's when I was told that I need to take a break. She said, "Girl, you need to take a break. I mean, like, I can see that you're not coping and stuff." And really, I wasn't. And then she said, by the end of November, I will be done. Oh, like, I can take a break from the end of November. You know what? I was grateful, you know? Guys, like, I was not and I knew that that was her dismissal. And you can look at it as being unfair, you know, as all my family was saying that, like, it's unfair and wara wara. But I was like, she's up to something, because I've always not wanted to work here. And that's when I thought, you know what, God does work, even if it looks like it's painful, but it will work out. So that's when I was dismissed to my job, and I was happy. Guys, I was happy. And I thought I was adulting when I took that job. I thought I was adulting when I was like, I'm making plans because I don't want to go back home, you know. I thought I was adulting, but like, that time really, sometimes I just want to say, when you think you're adulting but you killing yourself, you know, and you are not adulting well, you know. I think there's a lot of decisions that I've taken in my life thinking that I'm adulting, but I'm not doing it kahle. I'm not doing it well. I'm not doing it in the right way, you know. So there's also that, like, because we also under this pressure of, like, you have to have your own flat, you have to have your own furniture, you have to have your own groceries, you have to, you know, it's a lot. So, you know, this video, I just wanted to do it because I was like, how are you guys doing under these adulting circumstances? Hey, are we okay? And are we okay? Like, are we really, really okay on paying these bills on time? On, you know, and adulting can go as far as you are married, you have kids, and you just like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I didn't think that it was going to be like this, you know. So how are we coping, guys? Are we okay? Are we getting there? Are we, because also with me, I'm realizing now that the best thing I can do for myself, there's also that pressure of people are looking at you like, so you need to come up with a plan. Hey, leave those people alone, because you could find that they're not even looking at you that much because they have their own problems. Adulting is hard. Adulting is not like smooth. So like, there's that. So you also have to make right decisions for yourself in terms of what do you want to do, not because there's a job available and you need a job, and then that job closes all the other doors that you would like to pursue because you don't have time anymore. Because when you want to stay in a certain place, you want to, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, i just I just realized that I am starting now to say, I need to do this for myself. And this is how I'm adulting, is to make my own decisions and stick to them. My adulting is based on what is good for me, what is authentic to me, what works for me, so that I can be able to cope and so that I can be able to move on with my life gradually but happy and in peace. So you know what I mean? Because there are all these types of pressures, all these types of wanting to live a certain lifestyle, and that comes with a price. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to get into that adulting. And how is everybody doing? How are they holding down their adulting? Like responsibilities, and how you doing, and is it fine? Is it difficult sometimes? Are you still finding your way? All of that. And or maybe you've already found your way, but like there are hurdles along the way. With all of that, guys, yeah. And what does adulting mean to you? So yeah, I just thought I should just talk about adulting. Thought I should just talk about adulting. Alright. So it was nice. Okay. Till next time. Mwah.